Did you know that glucose, the main sugar found in most foods, does more than just give your body energy? Caution, before continuing to watch this video, you may want to get your last dose of sugar in, because in this video, we're going to reveal some disturbing scientific information about what sugar really does to your body. This video does not intend to scare you away from sugar, but rather make you more aware of what it really does to your cells and to your body overall. Welcome to Glucose Gladiators, where we help you fight unhealthy blood sugar like a true warrior. Do you already know the effects of sugar on your cells? Or do you want to just learn more about it? Head down to the comments section to share what you think you already know about sugar. And while you're at it, please give us a like and subscribe to get more videos just like this one. Commercial products have made it so easy for anyone to consume nearly 100 grams of excess sugar per day. After all, there are many ways to hide the name of sugar into some fancy scientific names. And we do seriously get concerned, because if many more people knew what sugar does to their bodies, they'd surely be eating less of it. Many doctors have tried warning the general public of the effects of sugar by using scary words like weight gain, dental decay or cavities, fatty liver, high cholesterol levels, acne, high blood pressure, increased chances of candida infections, and depressed immune system functions. But these words are so often heard by the public and rarely ever noticed, so they continue to consume excessive amounts of sugar like it's nothing, not knowing that it leads to one of the most serious types of diseases: metabolic diseases. What are metabolic diseases? If you've already guessed it, good. Metabolic diseases are those diseases that stem from problems with your metabolism. To put it even more simply, these diseases happen when your body can no longer process the food that you eat properly, especially when it comes to components like sugar. And when we talk about processing the food you consume, we really mean to talk about this one specific structure that many know to be the powerhouse of the cell, the mitochondria. A dysfunctioning mitochondria is one of the major causes of non-infectious diseases. Diseases like cardiovascular health problems and cancer. In fact, normal cells in your body turn into cancer cells oftentimes because their mitochondria are damaged. This results in them multiplying abnormally, often forming a mass that you may know as a tumor. Aside from cardiovascular diseases and cancer, mitochondrial damage can also lead to the following diseases: Alzheimer's disease, which doctors suspect is a form of diabetes, kidney problems, and liver diseases. Now, there are a lot of things that can damage the mitochondria in your cells, but doctors have found that at the top of the list is sugar and refined carbohydrates like starches, bread, pasta, cereal, biscuits, and other pastries. Refined carbohydrates are a type of carbohydrate that is easily broken down by the body into its simple sugars. Eating these is what often leads to a blood sugar spike. Aside from refined carbohydrates, the majority of sugar in the US comes from beets. Beets that are genetically modified. These GMO beets have been found to contain traces of glyphosate, a common herbicide used by farmers. Can you imagine? You're already consuming insane amounts of sugar and also some traces of herbicide. Aside from glucose, many people normally consume high amounts of fructose, a different kind of sugar, through sodas and things like corn syrup. This kind of sugar is only metabolized by your liver and not by any other cells in your body. So when you consume lots of fructose from, let's say, a soda, you're already overloading your liver as well as the mitochondria in your liver cells. Comparing fructose and glucose, glucose is considered to be much better because it's easily metabolized by the body. But did you know that the table sugar you normally buy and consume is half fructose and half glucose? The same is true for commercial honey too. Now, why is this important? When we consume refined sugar, our bodies have a hard time processing it because we normally don't have the antioxidants to deal with it. But how does all this affect your mitochondria? Remember that the mitochondria are responsible for turning the fuel they receive from the food that you consume into energy together with oxygen. When you consume a lot of sugar or refined carbohydrates, the mitochondria become damaged, and because the mitochondria are damaged, it doesn't use the sugar and oxygen efficiently, which leads to a hypoxic state wherein you have low levels of oxygen in your blood. To compensate for this, your body then creates different kinds of oxygen molecules that aren't normally used by the body. These oxygen molecules are highly reactive with other chemicals in your body, and these are what are normally known as free radicals. It's these free radicals that start the complications in your blood sugar and digestive system, which is what results in diabetes. The oxygen derivatives, which are highly reactive, can do more than just damage your mitochondria, as they can even go to a molecular level and damage the DNA in your cells and in your mitochondria, leading to mutations. Fun fact: the mitochondria present in everybody's cells are derived from bacteria from over 1 million years ago. This prehistoric bacteria merged with another living cell to form a symbiotic relationship, which eventually turned into the mitochondria we have today through evolution. So naturally, the mitochondria also have their own DNA aside from the DNA that is present within the nuclei of our different cells. To recap, consuming excessive amounts of sugar sugar leads to a hypoxic state, which results in the formation of free radicals. Free radicals that can interact with the mitochondria in your cells and damage them, as well as the DNA within them, leading to decreased numbers of properly functioning mitochondria, cause low levels of energy, which leads to diseases like Alzheimer's. Cancer, for one, uses a different source or pathway to gather energy so the cancer cells can continue to multiply. But this pathway doesn't produce as much energy as the mitochondria can, so the cancer cells then hoard as much fuel to extreme levels. This leads to an extreme amount of oxidative stress as well, which is a state of high levels of oxidization or free radicals and low levels of antioxidants, the chemicals that can help you get rid of free radicals. Low levels of antioxidants almost always lead to inflammation, cell damage, and again, damage to the mitochondria. Another thing that happens when you consume too much sugar is a decrease in mitophagy. Autophagy, which is a different form of mitophagy, is when your body recycles its old and damaged cells to gather some nutrients. Mitophagy is when your body breaks down the old and damaged mitochondria and recycles them for the remaining nutrients. And this is a good thing. This is a normal process that your body undergoes to clean up damages and remove waste products, and is also one of the ways your body fights cancer and other metabolic diseases caused by your damaged mitochondria. But when you consume unhealthy loads of sugar, your body is inhibited from performing mitophagy. One of the blood tests done on diabetics is HbA1c, which measures the amount of damaged hemoglobin in your blood. Hemoglobin is the protein attached to your red blood cells so they can carry oxygen to your different organs. And when you have high levels of blood sugar present, it binds with the protein in a process called glycation. This glycated protein is damaged and doesn't perform its function as well as the non-glycated protein. Aside from not being able to function properly, this form of protein can't be easily removed from the body, which is also why it's such a valuable blood test for diabetics. Together with a hypoxic state, which increases the risk of cancer, the mitochondria also produce excessive amounts of lactic acid. This lactic acid can build up in your cells and lead to a deficiency in thiamine or vitamin B1. Thiamine is an essential nutrient because it helps your mitochondria and other cell organelles function properly. So when you consume overwhelming amounts of sugar, your vitamin B1 stores become depleted. And this is a problem for diabetics because it leads to one of the most severe complications for diabetes: diabetic neuropathy. Diabetic neuropathy often results from a vitamin B1 deficiency, which results in nerve damage, which is why a lot of doctors recommend that patients suffering from diabetic neuropathy should take vitamin B1 supplements. Vitamin B1 deficiency can also lead to anxiety and overthinking, insomnia, and nerve damage to the brain. Aside from depleting your vitamin B1 store, excessive consumption of sugar can also deplete your zinc stores. Zinc is a nutrient that helps protect your mitochondria from damage caused by free radicals. With high levels of free radicals, low levels of antioxidants, and depleted vitamin B1 and zinc stores, consuming sugar becomes scary. But that doesn't mean that you can't or shouldn't consume anymore. It's not the end of the world when you can't take a bite of that candy bar or have a half slice of cake. There is a way for you to recover after consuming sugar, and a way for you to strengthen your mitochondria. Were you concerned this whole time? We were too, until we came up with a list to prevent the complications of consuming too much sugar. Let's begin with number 3, changes in diet. One of the best changes you can make to your diet is to reduce the amount of carbohydrates you consume. A diet plan you can follow is the ketogenic diet, which focuses on consuming lower amounts of sugars and carbs in general. Besides consuming fewer amounts of carbs and sugar, it also helps to eat more nutritious food, especially food rich in B vitamins and zinc, to help your body recover the depleted stores. And did you know that the problem with sugar was evident even just 1,000 years back? Looking at the mummies and historical remains, scientists found that complications from sugar consumption were already present, as can be seen by the cadaver's teeth, arteries, bones, and other organs. And to think that these people didn't have the same kind of 24/7 access to food as we do. So one way you can change your diet is to fast. Fasting stimulates your mitochondria and trains them to adapt to certain stressful situations. And when your mitochondria are regularly put in low levels of stress, they become more used to rigorous work without being overworked. When you have higher levels of energy, you can also make room for number 2, exercise. Exercise is one of the best ways to help your mitochondria adapt to stressful situations. High-intensity workouts, running long-distance marathons, all of these can help strengthen your mitochondria. Exercise will also help you use up refined carbs and sugar in a much healthier way, as these will eventually become the fuel that your body needs to burn in order to create energy. This is also the same reason why athletes tend to eat a lot of carbohydrates. They need that boost of energy for when they run and work out. But why isn't it dangerous for their bodies? Athletes can consume large amounts of sugar and carbs because their body burns it almost immediately before it can lead to negative effects. Aside from exercise, athletes also get lots of number 1, rest and cold therapy. Cold therapy is a good way to bolster your mitochondria because you're forcing your body to generate heat, and your natural body heat comes as a byproduct of your mitochondria using up sugar to convert into energy. By putting your mitochondria at work just by being in a cold shower, it becomes more suited to the high demands that result from consuming unhealthy loads of sugar. And much better than cold therapy is rest. Allowing your body to rest after a long day at work and letting it rest from chronic stress lets it process waste and damaged cells better. In doing so, you're giving your body ample time to efficiently perform mitophagy and get rid of waste protein like your glycated hemoglobin. So, did you learn anything new about what sugar does to your body? After learning about how you could deal with it, do you think that you could use diet, exercise, rest, and cold therapy to recover from unhealthy sugar consumption habits? Let us know in the comments below. Once again, this has been Glucose Gladiators. May you win your battle against unhealthy blood sugar, and may you conquer your diabetes. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.